Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Steph Koza and today we're talking about a movie. We're talking about Upgrade. Upgrade is one of those movies where I saw the trailer and I was like, I really have no idea if this movie is going to be the best movie I've ever seen or just complete utter dog shit. Like, okay, let me just tell you what the tagline for this movie is, okay? Are you ready for this? Not man, not machine. More. Doesn't that just sound awful? That sounds like a terrible sci-fi 90s movie with like really bad CG and like no plot, just a lot of funky action. That's what this movie sounds like. Then I saw the trailer and I was like, okay, alright, this looks like it could be fun. This is a cool concept. So if you don't know, Upgrade is a sci-fi movie, kind of a low-budget sci-fi action film, directed by the guy that did Saw and Insidious. Pretty much just a lot of horror movies, which is why I was like, do you know how to make a sci-fi action film? And it's starring Logan Marshall Green, who is that guy that you've just kind of seen in some stuff every once in a while. He kind of looks like Tom Hardy, but he's not Tom Hardy. Most people just know him for this. What you say? So that's not really a great jumping off point. So basically this movie is set in like the somewhat near future. It kind of feels like a really long Black Mirror episode because the whole thing is like technology has taken over everyone. Like everyone is really obsessed with technology. They need it for everything. They rely on it for everything. There are very few people who don't like technology and those people are kind of outcasts from the rest of the world. They're like, oh, you're not like connected to everything. What's wrong with you? So Logan Marshall Green's character named Gray is one of those people. He's like, he doesn't like technology. He doesn't want to be involved in any of that. He just wants to work on his old muscle cars and be like a big grease monkey and like go to the bar, and he's just like this dirty, grisly man who's kind of jaded about everything, but he has this super hot wife who's like really into the tech stuff, and he's like, I don't get you, I don't understand. But basically something terrible happens to him and he becomes completely paralyzed, and in this state of paralysis he like can't function, he can't do anything, and he doesn't want to rely on tech to help him because he's like, ugh, this is the worst, I just want to work on my cars. But this guy comes to him and is like, hey, I've got a proposition for you. And he introduces him to this little tiny microchip thing, which is like this top secret experimental thing that gets implanted into your spine, and it like reconnects your brain to your body, and it basically makes him not paralyzed anymore. So he's like, okay, I guess this sounds fine, even though I hate technology, at least I won't be paralyzed anymore. So he takes it and he's like, cool. So he gets this upgrade, get it? And it turns him into this like super soldier guy almost, and he realizes that this thing in his body is like a sentient AI thing, and it starts talking to him in his head. Like no one else can hear it, but he can hear it. This is all in the trailer, by the way. I'm not spoiling anything. Just go watch the trailer. It'll be much faster. So this robot starts talking to him, and then he realizes that it can like completely take over his body if he gives it permission. So he's like in a fight with this guy, and then the robot man is like, hey, permission to take over. And he's like, yeah, permission granted, I'm f***ing dying here. And then all of a sudden he's just like, whoa, and he just starts like beating the ever-living shit out of this guy. And he's like, it's hilarious because his body is like kicking ass like a ninja, but his face is like, what the fuck is happening right now? And it's just a really funny concept and also really awesome. It's like this great balance of comedy and badass action sequences and like kind of funny dialogue between Gray and this robot in his head. It's very entertaining. And that's pretty much what the whole movie is like. It's just this really cool concept where it's kind of like, it's a little freaky because you're like, there's a robot in you like taking over your body, but it's also kind of hilarious because of their like clashing ideologies, because Gray is like, I don't really want to kill anyone, but the robot is like, I could kill everyone if you want me to. And it's just a very interesting concept, very fresh. What's interesting about this film is that it feels very new and fresh and unique, but at the same time it felt very old school sci-fi. I'm not really sure how they achieved that. I think maybe just because it's a very low budget film, so there isn't like that much CGI or like weird sci-fi things. It's all kind of like grungy and dirty and feels like an 80s movie, but now. And like I said, it really does feel like just a super long Black Mirror episode. And I love Black Mirror. It's such a good show, and that's why I like this movie so much, because it was really intriguing, really entertaining. There were a lot of things that I didn't see coming. It was very unpredictable from beginning to end, which is so hard to do these days, and I loved every second of it. I had so much fun watching this movie. There were so many moments where I was like, oh my god. There were like some really gory moments, which I guess probably makes sense now that I think about the director made Saw. There are some things in this movie that are gross. But it's like, it's gory, it's action-packed, it's funny, it's interesting, it has compelling characters. It also kind of reminded me of like Jarvis and Tony Stark's relationship, but like in a rated R movie. Though I think Gray is a little bit more of a nice person than Tony Stark, just a little bit less of a prick. So yeah, the more I think about this movie, the more I enjoyed it. Like, it was so much fun. I am 100% gonna buy it and watch it again. This is definitely one of those movies that you could just watch over and over again, or like put on the background and it'd be fine. Like, I loved it. I really had fun watching this, and I'm so excited that it was good because it could have been so bad. What is that tagline? Well, who thought that was a good idea? It sounds terrible. I'm gonna give this movie a 4.5. At the beginning of this review, I was gonna give it a 4, but after talking about it, I got really hyped, and I'm like, I really liked this movie. I had a lot of fun. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I would love to talk to you guys about this movie, like spoiler filled. Let's get into it. So if you have seen this movie, or if you do see this movie and you want to talk about it, please become a patron and join our Patreon chat room where we talk about every movie that I've ever reviewed, and we talk about other stuff, whatever you want really. But I'll be making a specific channel just for this movie, just so we can talk about it, spoiler filled, all the nitty-gritty details. I love discussing these things with you guys. It's so much fun. So please come join our chat room if you're interested. There will be a link right here, or there's a link in the description below. Also, if you like this video and you aren't subscribed, please subscribe, and definitely hit that bell icon down there, because if you don't know, YouTube is kind of screwing us over lately, and anytime I post a video, you're probably not going to know about it unless you hit that bell icon, and then you'll get a notification every time I post a video. Help me out, help you out. It's a win-win situation. But that's it for this review. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know in the comments below if you saw Upgrade and what you thought about it. I'm Steph Koza. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!